All right, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So I am driving, so if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm driving and I'm trying to be safe, but I did want to get this video off because I think it's going to bring a lot of value to you if you're listening to this. So I was recently having a conversation with a business owner that I was consulting, and one of his issues was he felt that he didn't have a proper routine in his business, right? As you know, everyone likes to have maybe a certain routine. Maybe that's not eating before a certain time until you get, let's say, at least 2 hours of work in. Maybe you're into keto. Maybe you like to get a good sweat before you actually start your workday. Or maybe you're someone that as soon as your feet hit the ground, you like to get all of your work done, make sure that all the calls are met, all the meetings are answered to, and you pretty much leave, let's say, the family time and the gym time for the end of the day. In my opinion, there's no right or wrong approach to this, but you do want to have, let's say, a routine that you can at least follow. That way, most of your days, you're able to line it up in terms of production. Here's where things got interesting on this specific coaching call. And this is kind of where I want to draw this video, the focal point of this video into. There was a part of the call where I asked him, okay, so you do this from 6 a.m., you do this from 9 a.m., you do this from, let's say, noon, you do this at 5, and then let's say you're shutting it down by 6. If for whatever reason you're not able to, let's say, get to the gym at 6 to start your workday at 8, or if, let's say, you don't have that second cup of coffee, or let's say that first call that you did doesn't go the way that you wanted it to, what ends up happening? And his answer, in my opinion, is going to be kind of like a sample size of what ends up happening with a lot of people. I know this because it's been like this in my personal life, and there's been instances where I still catch myself not wanting to fall into it. And I think that your routine, or you can actually become a slave to your routine. Your routine is there as a guardrail. Your routine is not there as a crutch. And so what I mean by that is, let's say that if for whatever reason you normally go to the gym before starting your work day, but that day, for whatever reason, you woke up late, maybe 30 minutes late, and you just had a jam-packed day. Most of the time, what ends up happening with people and individuals that are too heavily focused and dependent off of their routine, it ends up ruining the rest of their day. And so the routine that was actually put in place, that you put in place because you're the owner of the routine is not the owner of you, that you put into place so that you can become more productive, make more money, live a more maybe balanced life, or at least balance out the areas that you maybe felt a bit more unbalanced in, now becomes an impediment to your production. And what ends up happening in addition to that is now you are not functioning at a high level, even though you thought that by putting that routine in place, it would mean that you would yield higher results. And so what I told this entrepreneur and this business owner was, you want to be flexible with yourself and you want to have grace with yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you don't make it to the gym at, let's say, the time that you wanted it to. Because a lot of entrepreneurs fall into the trap of, my day, let's say, started off wrong, so now the rest of my day is gone to shambles. And that couldn't be further from the truth. But like anything else, business, and I know that most people would agree with me, there's always, a select few that maybe disagree with this. Business is 80, I would say even 90% mental, and 10% or at least 20% it is maybe the physical, the things that you do. Any athlete that you listen to, I use Kobe Bryant as an example. He was a master at mind games, the way that he would get into the minds of his competitors, and just the way that he would kind of poke at them and get into their head before the games, during the games, after the games, especially during the playoff series, because he knew that if he could get them off, Michael Jordan was also a master at this, if he knew that he could get them off, even though that player was technically having a better season than them, they knew that if they can get into their heads, they would have a better series than them. And so the whole point of this video is for you to not stay in your head to the point where you're no longer having fun with what you do. It's okay to have those days where maybe you eat a little bad or a little less clean than what you wanted, or maybe you weren't as sharp on your calls that you normally are. But the whole point is that you don't have a thread of those days line up against you, because once bad days have momentum, that's when you start having bad seasons, and that's when you start having bad extensive periods that should get cut off as soon as you identify them. So if you found value in this content, I know it's a little bit different from how I normally post, but I really wanted to get this off my chest because I know that it's going to help out a lot of people. If you found value in this content, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. Join the official community. Don't forget that anytime I'm not posting on here, I'm posting over on the Insight with Irv show, which is my podcast style channel. So if you like what we have going on over here, you'll love what we have going on over there. Once again, I appreciate you guys checking me out. Till next time, everyone, I will see you in the next video.